Hey there, Melaminah here. Welcome back to My Bikini Competition Journey. This is episode number 48, Deload Week. First of all, happy St. Patrick's Day. As this video comes out, it is St. Patrick's Day, and I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to wear your green. So with that, let's dive into this week's video. So back in episode number 46, I talked about how I was on a diet reprieve. And if you missed it, go ahead and go back and check out episode 46, and it'll give all the details of that. The reason why I bring that up is because it kind of dovetails into this deload week. So what the heck does deload mean? Basically, it means that I was on hiatus from all my weight training. I was still encouraged to stick to my nutrition plan. I was also still encouraged to do cardio if I wanted to, but it was optional. And then, yeah, she wanted me to do zero weight training. So let me back up and tell you kind of how we got into that. The reason why I mentioned episode 46 is because I had been telling my coach that I was super hungry, and so she increased my calories. So that was great. And when I did my next check-in after that, I was actually still feeling really hungry, and I was exhausted. So the two of those things together is what made her decide that it was time for my body to have a little bit of a break. So what she said was the report of exhaustion and being hungry, even with the increased calories, are all signals that maybe I need to take some time off of my lifts. I could still do the cardio if I wanted to, just to kind of keep the blood flowing. And she said that the deload is going to do wonders for me, which I was really looking forward to because I tell you, I was really tired. And she said I should come back feeling stronger and more energetic. So today is actually, as I'm recording this, it's actually the end of the deload week. Tomorrow is my first day back in the gym doing weight training, and I'm feeling pretty good. I was a little concerned about halfway through because I was still feeling really tired, and I was kind of nervous that I wasn't going to be ready to go back, but I'm starting to feel a little bit more resourced, and I'm starting to actually kind of miss it a little bit. So I'm excited to go back tomorrow. So this week I just used it for recovery. The gym that I go to, it has different locations, and one of the locations has what they call a recovery lab, and it's got all kinds of different things to help with recovery. So it has massage chairs, and it has the Normatec boots, which are the compression boots for your legs. It has like a cage, a stretch cage that you can go in there, and it has like a chart on there, and it'll tell you all the different movements and like ways that you can use this cage to kind of stretch out. And then they have 2 infrared saunas, which are amazing. They're like these individual boxes that you step into, and it's big enough that you can put a yoga mat down on the ground if you want to, and then it has a bench for you to like either sit on or lay down on or whatever you want to do. And it gets up to like, I think 145 degrees. So infrared saunas are actually really good for recovery, for muscle recovery, muscle cramping. It's also really good for your mitochondria, which is kind of like the battery cell of the cells in your body. So these actually generate, the mitochondria actually generates energy. So it's also really good for fatigue and stuff like that. So like I said, this week I used for recovery. And actually this deload week came at the perfect time, because the first day that I started the deload week, I was actually feeling a little sick. I don't know if I had like a small cold or if it was allergies or what it was, but that morning I woke up and I just wasn't feeling well, and decided that I wasn't going to go to the gym. And this is actually before I got my email from my coach, so it actually just serendipitously kind of worked out that she didn't want me to go to the gym anyway. So awesome. And then, in addition to that, this week was the time change. So we sprung forward. Daylight savings time began. And I got to tell you, it has been kicking my butt, which is part of the reason why I was a little concerned that I wasn't going to feel rested enough to get back into the gym tomorrow. But I've started to kind of get used to the routine and kind of caught up a little bit. And so I'm feeling a bit better. But one of the things I definitely did do this week was I also kept to my routines. Routines are really important, especially your sleeping routine, which is why the daylight savings time, like time changes, are so disruptive. They actually disrupt your circadian rhythm, which is a big deal. So I am like an old lady now. I go to bed. I get in bed around 8 o'clock, and I usually fall asleep sometime between like 8:30 and 9 p.m. So when the time change first happened, it was pretty rough getting used to. I was just not feeling tired, and it took me a lot longer. So I got less than the 8 hours of sleep that I usually get the first few nights. Over the weekend, before the time change started, when I still like wasn't quite feeling completely healthy, and when the deload week first started, I was still going to bed at my usual time, but I was just letting myself sleep until I woke up naturally. Luckily over the weekend, especially since I didn't need to go to the gym, there was no reason for me to be up at a particular time. So I just let myself sleep and, woke up whenever my body felt rested. So over the weekend, I was getting like 10 and a half hours of sleep. And then, daylight savings time happened. And I think I probably only got like 6 hours or 6.5 that day. And then maybe 7 the next day. And slowly I've been adjusting, and it's getting back towards the 8 hours. Honestly, if I could just sleep until my body woke up naturally, I would probably get about 9 hours of sleep. So even 8 hours for me is sometimes like a little not enough, a little too little, but whatever. I mean, I got things to do, so I got to get up eventually. So anyways, I do try to get the 8 hours, and that's per my coach's recommendation also. So it's been really nice to have this time off and just kind of rejuvenate, recover. A couple of days this week, like I said, I hit the recovery lab, and I specifically did the compression boots for like 25 minutes. And then I did about 25 minutes in the infrared sauna as well. And I've also continued to see my physical therapist. So I used this time to do my physical therapy exercises as well. I noticed that when I'm weight training regularly, it's sometimes hard for me to fit the PT exercises in. My therapist really wants me to do them 3 days a week, but I told him, well, especially before this deload, that I was like really tired and having a hard time finding not just the time, but the energy to do the PT exercises also. And he said, okay, at least aim for twice a week. So I've already done that this week, and I actually had another physical therapy appointment today. So that feels great. I'm on track for that. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'm really glad that I had this week to just recover and relax a little bit and sleep in. And we'll see. I'm really excited to get back in the gym tomorrow and see how I feel doing my lifts. I'm curious to see if like I can lift more or just where I'm at in general. What I'm not looking forward to is I'm likely going to be pretty sore the next day and probably the day after. So, anytime you take a little bit of time off and then you hit it hard, you're gonna be sore. So I'm not really looking forward to that, but I've started to really get used to that. I still don't really get like that runner's high kind of feeling. I have a couple of times, and when I did, I was like, oh yeah, now I get what people are talking about. This is a really amazing feeling. But I do often get that like not muscle soreness per se, but like just that feeling where you know that you've worked the muscle. It's like kind of like a slight fatigue of the muscle. And that feels kind of good too, because it's kind of like a little reminder, like, yeah, I did some work today, you know? So I'm kind of looking forward to having that feeling back. But it makes me laugh because my dad used to always talk about working out. It's a mental thing. You know, when I don't work out, I just don't feel right mentally. So it makes me laugh because I kind of understand a little bit more what he's talking about. And I did before, even like when I was dancing and stuff, it was like, yeah, I don't feel right when I don't dance or whatever. But now that I'm like specifically doing weight training and I think of his, that comment he used to make all the time, it just makes me laugh. But anyways, I think I will wrap it up there and just say that, rest is definitely a part of the process, and this came at exactly the right time. So I'm really grateful for this week, and I'm excited to get back in the gym and see how weight training goes. So as always, questions, comments, concerns, interpretive dances, you can drop them in the comments section below or DM me on Instagram at Melaminah. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being on this journey with me. Until next week, bye.